Hello and welcome to this Together for Our Planet feature. I'm David Emmanuel Noel, Director of Occhi Arts and Entertainment. I'm joined by Ballik, Director of Phoenix FTA, and our special guest artist, Sumali, Buki, Piyatissa. So thank you firstly for joining us. It's a pleasure and an honour to participate or collaborate with you on the Together for Our Planet exhibition and publication. My first question would be, particularly for readers who are unfamiliar with your background, if you can share with us how you were introduced to art.
I'm an artist from Sri Lanka, and I've been painting since a very young age. And it's been more like a hobby for me, and I've been learning and doing stuff at that time. And even as a young age, I used to do like little greeting cards and do all sorts of things. But later on, I'm an accountant by profession, and then while I've been working, I've also been painting alongside. And like earlier 2000, I thought I'll just try it a bit more professionally, and then I started learning the oil painting technique. And so from there on, I've been I started off actually with still life drawing and then evolved into abstract art. And I've been exhibiting on group exhibitions at that time and selling not so frequently, but on and off. And but in the recent years, maybe around, especially during the COVID time and even before that, I've actually traveled and learned a bit more of different techniques. In the recent years, maybe during COVID time or a bit pre-COVID, I started I started taking this more professionally, spending more time into it, investing more in it. And then I started selling artwork, learning and exhibiting, even on international exhibitions and not only locally. And so by then, that's how the whole thing started. And now, about 2 years ago, I completely gave up my job, and I'm doing this full time now.
You've developed an impressive portfolio of work. What is the sort of emotional connection you choose with the mediums you've developed over the last couple of years?
So I mainly use the medium that I use is oils, and then also what really captures my eye are nature and different colors, and also and emotions play a big part as well to it. So at different times, usually what I do is when something inspires me, I usually jot it down in a sketch pad or on my iPad, and then later on I develop that into an artwork, and I build on that.
Thank you. What encouraged you to participate in the COP26 Together for Our Planet exhibition?
I must be honest, I haven't been so involved or into climate change so much, but in the recent years with all the media and the news that's going around it, so I've been aware of everything that's going on, and I've actually wanted, in a small way, to be a part of that change through my work, through my art, because my inspiration is also drawn from nature, and I love traveling. I love the scenics that captures my eye. So I've also and I've took part in 2 exhibitions through Novum Investments. They were doing that's in Switzerland, and it's an online exhibition which I've done, and that's mainly for climate change. And so I've been taking part in those exhibitions, and it's really encouraged me because of the way they promote the artists and the way they get the artists involved in making a difference in what's happening around the world. So that has been something that I've been very much interested in. And when I saw this post on Art Jobs, the artist called, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect thing for me to enter. So that's how the whole thing started, and that's how I entered into the competition, actually.
Good.
That's great to hear. I really like the picture you painted. It stood out, I think, on so many levels. And when we saw that you're from Sri Lanka, I was like, I wonder where you got inspired from this picture. Is it one of your travels, actually?
Yes, I was in the US in 2018, and then I went to Colorado, and then I did one of those tours with the Red Rocks and the St. Mary's Glacier. So then that's how I captured all of that. So that's
Right.
the inspiration behind the painting.
Right. We're very grateful that you entered the competition because that was what David and I spoke about before, that we wanted to get more arts into the entire debate on climate change. So I'm a sustainability consultant by background, so unfortunately I'm not gifted with the talent of creating beautiful art, but I'm very much into climate change. And for years I've been seeing that there is a lack of artistic involvement in translating, I don't know, like maybe in an easier way, translating what climate change is about in terms of visualizing it rather than having graphs and numbers, which many people don't understand. So I think it turned out really well. And thank you so much for contributing with your beautiful piece.
Thank you so much. And I've actually been interested in it because of the impact that it's making around the world these days. And so I'm actually glad I'm able to participate in things like this. So that is something that has been really close to my heart in the recent years. But I must be honest, it was not something that I thought about before.
Yeah, perfect. Well, we have you now.
I mean, with what you've just said, how do you feel your entry and your participation in the exhibition will impact on your career, on your portfolio moving forward?
This is a subject in an area that I want to be involved with, and I want to see a change take place. And in the little way that I can through art, if I can communicate that to the viewer, and also the change that can be done through painting, that could actually make me very happy. And so through the artwork, through getting involved in more exhibitions, in more things that are taking place around the world, if I can be a part of it. And even recently I saw another European contest about entering on climate change, which actually intrigued me, and like I wanted to be a part of it as well. But sometimes there are limitations being in an Asian country where you can't get too involved or where travel is involved. So, but in the little way that I can, I would love to contribute.
I was just wondering that. Sorry, David, please go ahead.
By means, ladies first.
I was just actually wondering that. Do you see any uptake of the topic as well in Sri Lanka? Because I'm sure you're quite exposed as well on the island. Do you see any effects on climate change being debated, or do you see it coming up yourself maybe in the artistic world, or is that still not really that you see
now there is awareness built in Sri Lanka. Now even the government and everyone's making everyone aware about it, and all the artists also are getting involved because in the recent years they did have a few exhibitions and the topic was something that people were getting involved in. So I believe now there's a change taking place here.
Oh, that's good to hear. It's always refreshing to see that there's more things happening around the world, because in the end of the day, I think art has this beautiful impact on, as I said, translating climate change into a language that everyone understands, because art doesn't require a language, so even if, around the world it can be understood. So that's very good to hear.
I feel even the younger generation is more talking about it more than more involved in it. Now it's actually.
Yeah.
So that we're covering the painting entry itself, reflective moments. Could you elaborate further on that particular piece and the title?
So that again, like I mentioned before, it's through my travel, and then I captured, lots of the scenic beauty that I captured on my camera and my phone camera, and then I come back and sketch it on my iPad. And then later on, what I was also looking at, why reflective moments, is those are moments that you treasure in your heart, and those are images that are embedded in your heart, and one day if those are not there, that's something that we should actually take care of without allowing it to disappear through all these climate change issues that are happening. So that is why I named it reflective moments. That's something that I treasured at that moment.
Thank you.
By visiting that place.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Do you have a similar spot on your island where you go to, I don't know, for breathing or sometimes taking some time off? Do you have such a beautiful nature spot as well close to you?
We have beautiful beaches around Sri Lanka, and everybody travels here for the beaches. And then we also have the upcountry which is really nice. But mostly people come here for the beaches. They're stunning. Have you been here before?
Yes, I've been in Unavatuna, so further down.
Oh, okay.
Yes, many years ago. But I remember it's been beautiful, and I would have wished to see more of the island, because I think it's still quite pristine if you go inland. So most people come for the beaches, but I think the true beauty of Sri Lanka probably is more inland, where you still have untouched forest.
There is.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Oh. Well, thank you for joining us and sharing that information on your stunning work. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
For further information on the COP26 Together for Our Planet exhibition and publication, visit occhicontemporary.art or phoenixfta.com.